Hi guys, Gold Standard did his video a few days ago. I'm going to be doing mine now. Thanks for everyone's support and all this during this time that I've been going through. A few health problems recently. Nothing too serious. Just something that has to be dealt with. And turns out it's not what we thought or how we thought it was going to be handled, but yeah, it's coming up from that. We're going to have now Gold Standard. The only criticism I have from him currently is he's not really booking ECW, and I understand his reasons why he doesn't want to book it, because I think he's concerned that whatever he decides is going to tick someone off, and they'll be like, oh, dislike. Or he just thinks, well, I can't do as good a job as Paul Heyman, and yeah, it turns out, yeah, no one can. And I honestly think we got some stuff. What I'm doing is trying to fix a bad situation, and it's what we have here. Now, SummerSlam is a pretty stacked card. I mean, you had a lot of. You had Randy Orton taking on Hulk Hogan, and the wrong guy went over again. You have Mick Foley taking on Ric Flair in a match that was alright. And you had Edge and John Cena. You had various other matches on the card, but those are the matches I remember. And I just don't think they fully used the talent that they had at the time. Yeah. So look, I'm putting together the best card I can with the stuff I've got. Now, if I'm gonna have Hulk Hogan on my card, I'm gonna do the best I can with it. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna let you know what else was on that card. Hell, Lita was relegated to the pre-show. Now, the heat beforehand, and yeah, you got Chavo Guerrero versus Mysterio. You've got Big Show versus Sabu. Oh, it was Batista taking on King Booker. I understand that match. And the D-Generation X versus Triple H. Well, not taking the McMahons versus DX. No, we can do better than this. We can utilize this card. Now, granted, it does require one big match to feature something that probably not a lot of people would be looking forward to, but it would be a way of doing it and finishing off a rivalry that we've sort of been having here. Matt Hardy. Okay, we're going to kick the show off with a great match. Matt Hardy teaming up with Brian Kendrick and Paul London to take on Gregory, Helms, Casey, James, and Arnold Stevens. And that's the match we're going to feature. To kick things off, Matt Hardy's going to win. Because I think at this time it would probably be a good thing for that match to happen and everything. And we're going to keep building Matt because he's going to be reliable. He's a good worker. I never saw him as main event material until later on. It wasn't until much later on I saw him as main event material. But here we go. It's perhaps we can see something here. Trish Stratus, Lita, and Melina in a triple threat match. Now, this is just to continue on the feud. These will be the three most featured women So it makes sense to have a match with the three of them. Lita would be going in as the champion. She's going to lose the belt here, but she's going to get her rematch at Unforgiven and Trish Stratus' retirement match. Now, there's Full Killer a while ago criticized Trish for going out without winning, with winning the match and everything and not putting someone over. And that's a fair criticism. I'm not sure where I land on it yet. So, like I said, I have planned out the next card, and that match, Trish Stratus versus Lita, is staying on the card. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. But yeah, we're going to feature, that match is going to be featured. Now, here's the match that I don't think would probably draw as well, but I think, I have the people there, and I don't want to just shove them in a bunch of singles matches. And I just wanted to throw, this is what I came up with. Mick Foley teaming up with Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels to take on the Elite Squad, which is Mike Mondo, Johnny Cheetah, Nick Nemeth, Mitch, and Kenny Dykstra. Now, I put down here Hogan wins because, like, that's just what's going to happen. But I think you have 5 guys, and with these 5 guys, you might get something out of it. Now, I just think this is the way to go at this point in time. I mean, you got the history between Triple H and Ric Flair there, along with Shawn. Triple H's history with Shawn, Mick Foley. I honestly think this is the way to go. Maybe make it no DQ so you can fully utilize Foley's skills, but this is essentially thrown together, and I think the way you build it up is you have a night where you're going to honor Hulk Hogan in some way, and the Elite Squad comes in, they beat him up and stuff, and then you do something similar with Ric Flair, same thing with Mick Foley. Then DX kind of decides to stand up for these guys, and they challenge them to a match. They're going to all 5 take on their 5. It's going to be even, and you do the match. Very simple. Rey Mysterio versus Ken Kennedy. I like the idea of Ken beating former world champions. I like the idea of that, and we're going to keep going with that here, because Ken's going to go over. And this may, I haven't decided yet, lead to him taking on Taker in the main event of a show. Not sure yet, but Ken was definitely a star on the rise. I think he gets suspended later on, so I might not put him in that match. But I think he's a guy that deserved to be featured. Alright. Yeah. Basically, you'd have Ken brag about beating the former world champions. Ray's the next person in there to do it, to take him on, and Ken goes over. ECW title time. Tommy Dreamer versus Sabu. Now, as I said in my previous videos, Tommy was the I looked at the roster, and I understand why they probably wanted to put the belt on Big Show. He's the biggest star on the roster. You want to feature him, but I don't think that would work. I think what you needed to do, if you're going to be going to the Hammerstein Ballroom, and that's on your schedule, and you know what type of group of fans you're going to be garnering in that arena, and your big main event was going to be Big Show versus Batista. Well, no, that's not going to happen on my card. Not going to happen with me. No. We're going to have Tommy Dreamer. It won the title. Like I said, we need to put some. Now, of all the bad things to happen, I think putting the belt on Tommy was probably the best option. Looking back in hindsight, it was not yet time to put it on the new guy coming up, unless it was going to be CM Punk, and you hadn't yet debuted him, so that was not an option. Tommy was the most logical solution. Some people might say, like, oh, what about this guy, that guy? No, Tommy is the best guy to put it on, because you know he's gonna stay clean. He's a good utility player. He's gonna give you relatively good matches against the people who are gonna face him. And Sabu is one of those people, and you can have Joey go through the history between these two guys. I'm sure they have a history in ECW. So Tommy Dreamer versus Sabu, and you can't put the belt on Sabu, so Tommy's going over here. So, and he's going to hold on to that belt for a while. Honestly, I don't know when I'm going to take it off him. Probably, because I am going to book December to Dismember. And I don't know how that show is going to turn out, but I'm going to fully utilize what talent I do have going forward. And it's interesting because I do look forward to that, booking that show. Undertaker versus Booker T. I think this is a good. I think these two would have a good match. And Undertaker's going to go over here because I'm an Undertaker mark. And guess what? I'm not taking the belt off him yet. Now, I will probably eventually take it off him, but I don't feel like doing it yet. Edge versus Cena. Now, this is because I booked him to win earlier on in the year, and then I had him lose the belt just to put it back on him. But that wouldn't have been my plan. Like, honestly, if RVD hadn't got the situation that he was in, probably would have kept the belt on him at least to this point, maybe even further. But what do you know? Life doesn't work out that way. But Edge as champion, looking over it again, like, honestly, I don't know who was a hotter star at the time. I mean, I think I don't honestly think keeping the belt on Edge is beneficial going forward. Like, even at this time, I'm not sure I'd want to take it off. Like, I have him win here, but I'm looking forward too, and someone's coming back the following night, if not the following night. So, yeah. Would it be beneficial going forward to take it off him? But anyway, yeah, that's my SummerSlam card. Tell me what you think, because especially about that match where I just shoved a bunch of legends in there to take on my elite squad, who are probably not going to be when Survivor Series. I don't know if they're going to even be at Survivor Series, but that Survivor Series type match, well, they're not going to be on the next card either. So, but I'm going to finish things up here and get this video uploaded. See you then.